Yeah.
Why is there a headband on this?
That's because you like put it on as a headband.
Oh, instead of like stretchy?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying! This is John, this is what you did. Wait,
Where's my phone?
Judah! Ew!
What a week! Oh my god!
Just let my hair down.
This is my real hair.
This is my real hair.
Yes.
My real hair.
I'm repping Chainsaw Man. We're the curb stomping anime fans. Let's get into it. I gotta get when we gotta like review shows or something.
Yeah. Like,
and then we'll do an anime.
I'd
Watch
watch
Curb.
Death Note again. I loved that one.
Yeah, I want to get like a good one.
My Hero Academia.
That has its
zombie
moments.
hand one.
That was that. Now that's yaoi.
Yowie.
Yes, which I bet if I send you a stepbrother one, you'll be really into it.
Oh yeah.
There's this one where
Incest is hot, y'all.
there's this one where like this guy, they're like stepbrothers, and so then of course like they explored together growing up, but then one of the guys got famous and he has to have like a girlfriend, but he's like, and it can't get out in the news that he's actually dating his stepbrother. But speaking of incest, y'all watching White Lotus?
Ooh.
Take your Thailand bins out.
Yeah, the finale is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who do you think is gonna die?
This is so fascinating because I've never watched a White Lotus show as it's airing. And I didn't know that this was a thing that people were like, who's gonna die? I think maybe Parker Posey.
That's funny because she did an interview. Someone was like, "Who dies?" She goes, "I'll be honest, I forgot."
Okay, so I guess it's not her.
Which that might have just been like media training.
It's kind of like, unfortunately, this season I don't care about any of the characters enough to keep them alive, except for the therapist or whatever woman,
Belinda?
and maybe the tooth bitch.
There's two teeth bitches.
Who's the second?
Chelsea. Is that
Who's Chelsea?
who's the Gary's girlfriend? She also got some crazy teeth.
No, that tooth girl, the British one.
No, so yeah, she's a tooth bitch.
Yeah,
And then her friend in it,
the pedophile.
the guy that wants to like see her get fucked by someone else. Have you seen her teeth?
Oh,
There's a gap tooth bitch and a snaggle tooth bitch.
girl, I don't know. I'm like not like. Well, who do you think is gonna die?
I think that Gary should die, or Greg, whatever his name is this season, because like he's been in every season, and like I feel like his storyline is like kind of running out.
Maybe Belinda will shoot him because the first opening
They can't make the black woman fire the gun.
Shit, I do it.
Blow a kiss, fire a gun.
The
We need
first
somebody to lean on.
it opens with her son, right?
Yeah.
And so can you imagine if the son is running and sees like his mother with the gun?
Call the police.
He ran into my bullet 4 times. Yeah, we're kind of in like a TV show renaissance.
We are, but I'm nervous for once White Lotus and Drag Race are done.
Girl.
What's on TV?
Then I'll go back to anime, to be honest. Then I'll come crawling back. We have a live audience today once again. Ooh, and we were requested to debate about Honora.
Yeah.
Which might set the tone for this episode.
My boyfriend always wants to see Alexander and I fight.
Which
weird. White man pitting 2 black women against each other. Weird. But yeah, so we both recently watched Honora.
Yeah.
Oscar-winning movie Honora. That Alexander
that never proved nothing.
I thought it was a fantastic film.
Let's say that.
Her acting was so good.
Yeah, what made it a good film?
I think to me, like the storyline was interesting.
Okay.
It was like comedic, but also like a real topic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like watching people blow money in a movie is like so fun.
Yeah.
To see how the other side lives.
For sure.
But it's also like, yeah, but she was like a sugar baby. It to me, it was like the formula of like, it was funny. Like the character relationships were funny.
Mm.
She had a vape the whole time.
She kept that vape on her.
She got that tinsel in her hair.
Loved the tinsel.
Yeah, just the Russian mom was so hilarious to me.
Anything wrong with it? I'll give you a chance.
I mean, was it a perfect movie? No.
Why did it win? Oh, Artie's doing fucking walking the tightrope.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
No, why did it win? What?
Oh yeah, why? I just because I watched it post Oscars.
Sorry, the cat is being suspicious.
Already going on a journey. I watched it post Oscars, and I just kept watching it with a lens of like, how the fuck did this win? How did this win?
I mean, I think Mikey Madison deserved her win.
I think she did deserve Best Actress.
I think like she bodied the role. She was like the core of every scene. She like played the emotional aspect so well. The characterization. I think I texted John. I was like, every character choice she's making, I think, is a great one. What do you think should have won if not Honora?
What were they again? Because see, I'm not really a movie person. Like I go to the movies to have fun, as opposed to like with like through a critical lens. I can't remember the
queer black lens.
A queer black lens. Okay. Well, here's my thing with it is like because you know, one thing about me, I'll ruin a party, I'll ruin a night, whatever. But like watching it as a woman was an experience. It was a very fascinating experience because it was just like
trauma porny.
Like, okay, yes, it was Honora, right? And it was about Honora. But like it was essentially just about this woman getting like played around with. You know what it was? It gave boobily breasted down the stairs. It gave. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Like, like when they like make fun of like men authors.
Nigga said what? Boobily breasted down the stairs.
Like they say that like, oh, this is how men write women. She boobily breasted down the stairs, and it's like we're getting a movie. Like
she dried her tears with her bosom.
Yes, like if I were to have told that story, I would have never told it in that way. I would have. It was so like centered around men in like so many ways, and it was just like, it was just weird, like the way that well, I was mentioning about how like when they came into the house and were like tying her up and stuff, and like it was funny for a second, but then it was like they just kept going. Like they just kept like she just kept screaming and she just like kept shouting, and then like they had her like bent over and he was like, it's not what it looks like, and then they're like breaking stuff and like she's like yelling and everything, and it was just like what is the point of this? What are we doing? And what solidified me like hating the movie was not that I hated it. I was just like I didn't know this movie had value enough for like that kind of nomination for Best Picture. Spoilers for Honora. That ending was so jarring, so weird, and so unrealistic.
I kind of liked the ending,
in which the one of like the henchmen who's like been helping her and like cares for her mostly out of anyone in the group after she's been like betrayed. They're like in the car and she's been like mean to him this whole time, like get away from me, and then like once everything settles in of like what happened to her, she like hops on him and then like
bounce to the next big boy
and like put like bounces on it like for like 1 second and then like finally cries, because I always notice if a white bitch cries in a movie. That one movie that the Greta, no not Greta, the Barbie bitch,
Margot Robbie.
No, who made Barbie?
Oh,
Greta Gerwig.
Not Greta Thunberg.
Not Greta.
Greta Gerwig, yeah.
She made a film about like a white focused around a white girl, and I remember thinking like, okay, I respect this film because the white girl never cried, whatever. So I'm just cognizant of it.
Barbie did cry.
No, this other film that she made that was like one of her first films. And so Honora like finally breaks down in his arms, and then the credits are like the sound of the windshield wipers. I saw no entertainment in that. I was not entertained. I didn't find it interesting. I thought it was weird, and I thought like no woman is doing that.
Well, so I guess like how I interpret it was like, I mean, her brain programming from being in the line of work that she is like offering her body as like a service when given either like payment or anything. And so like this henchman Igor is like helping get her home, like giving her the $10,000, like carrying her suitcases. And so, but also a part of it of her character could have been like getting like vengeance for the guy that she married and being like, all right, I'm gonna fuck your henchman then. I think to me it was like she cried because then she was hopping on the dick and then he tried to kiss her, and like the intimacy of it was too much, where she clearly is like a scarred woman of like when Yvonne proposed and she was like, don't joke about that, like that's not funny.
Yeah,
because I feel like that is probably very true to like the experience of a sex worker, where like this kind of like receiving false intimacy is probably so real. And also like I'm sure like there is some kind of brain programming of like how you interact with people like in your day-to-day versus like your line of work, and sometimes those lines can get blurred. I thought it was an interesting ending, but also I am a man, so I can respect that I might have a different opinion.
Well, and that's an aspect of like me being like, oh, this is giving like not male gaze, but necessarily just like men perspective, because it's like I gave them credit because she like never really backed down against the mom, you know, like she was never like meek really in that way, especially she was like, oh, like, and when they were on the phone and Vanya like went missing and she was like, where the fuck are you, on that stuff, like I like that. But to me it just didn't align with her character and like didn't give her enough credit, because like if you are a sex worker, and she seemed like damn good at it, like I don't think that you would like approach it wouldn't just be that shocking. And like there was an article that someone wrote and they like interviewed a sex worker about how they felt about the film, and the sex worker was like, this is not good, trash.
But also like I feel like in the Oscars I talked a lot about how Mikey Madison like interviewed and like collaborated with a lot of sex workers to like build the character of Annie.
Yeah.
Which I guess is where I go back to like she did a great job.
Oh,
like her character I trusted, but also the movie definitely did not pass the Bechdel test.
That's what, and it's called Honora.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it just kind of gave like a little like slimy weird to me.
I hear what you're saying. I guess like I was entertained, but I maybe don't understand all the nuance of it that you do.
I'm trying to think of like how I would fix it, like, because like I don't know, it was just like off-putting and like kind of weird. I love anytime there's like a Vegas like whatchamacallit montage type shit, because they did that in that other film, the Elvis film. There was like a Vegas moment, so I did love that. It was just like is this what men think that women approach sex, is what I kept asking myself. Like, what? I
don't know. As a man that has never approached a woman for sex, I can't say that.
And then it also gets confusing though, because I am watching this as a lesbian, being like, I wouldn't deal with a second of this. Yeah, this is too much. But I know
if Honora was a black stripper, whole different movie.
Well, that's why everyone kept talking about Zola.
Oh,
and that movie and how Zola should have gotten it.
Zola was a fierce movie.
I never watched Zola.
You would love it.
I remember I watched that Twitter thread live. I was on Twitter as it was happening, like refreshing the thread, like waiting for more posts. But yeah, people were saying that Zola should have gotten the recognition that Honora did, and I don't know, it was just, and then when everyone went up to like Emma was saying, which I bring up Emma so much, but Emma was saying like them going on stage and be like, this is indie film. And they're like, what was the budget for this? Like $80 million? Like, okay.
Wasn't the Oscar campaign for Honora one of like the most, they did like a pretty heavy Oscar campaign.
Did they?
Like they were really like pushing for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was entertained.
Yeah.
Does anything entertain you? You're just, annoyed by everything.
Anime. I know. That one friend that's too woke.
Oh my god.
It was just off-put. I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
Yeah. What else is off-putting and weird? FKA Twigs.
Talk about it, Miss Skullet.
All I can say, yeah, I'm giving my little Twigga representation
I
today.
arch my spine.
I ain't arching my spine for shit no more. All I can say is I was right the whole time.
The whole time?
Yeah.
What happened and what were you right about?
You have great music. You're a bad person. No, I was supposed to see Twigs like in 3 days and then in New York and then also see her at Coachella. And like because of visa stuff, she basically canceled her North America tour and pulled out of Coachella, which I'm sure like is heavy on her heart because that's like a hard thing to lose because Coachella is so monumental.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you didn't think of how to get your visa in order way in advance of a tour? Also, all of her, I read the comment section of the post she said where she was coming out, and all the fans in Mexico said, you don't need a visa to be in Mexico. And it's apparently her 3rd time pulling out of a Mexico show.
She racist? I'm kidding.
I don't know. I just think it's funny how I've been right all along. And I think it's hilarious how this album Eusexia was supposed to be like her brat, and it was like marketed to be like the thing that threw her into the mainstream, and it has kind of like tarnished her reputation a little bit. Not the music and like the art itself, but just like the process of it, having fucking Jake Shane in your music video.
That was
like,
odd.
It's a weird like preaching one thing while behaving a different way, like preaching this like alternative, like authentic, genuine, like club rave culture while doing these like really like chuggy marketing stunts. It just like it's not adding up for me.
Yeah, I just am like interested in how much control she has over.
I mean, yeah, like labels always come into the mix.
Because you're calling her a bad person.
Yeah.
And what makes her a bad person?
Everything I just said.
Yeah, for sure. Like I don't know if it's like reflects her character, but also again I don't have a lot of stakes in Miss Twigga. That's my motherfucking Twigga. I think she is being a little messy. She needs to go to the school with Beyonce and like get her shit together and figure out her team.
Yeah, and like the sketch comedy in the Childlike Things video where she's talking about her ex-boyfriends, I was like, these are like years old relationships that I'm like, why are these getting resurfaced again? Yeah, the bitches don't do like Beyonce anymore. Just like don't acknowledge anything.
They don't go to media training school.
No.
But like she's like
37.
close in age to Beyonce.
She's 37, yeah.
Yeah.
Also the fact that I can't get over the fact that Northwest's first music video music video debut has under 1 million views in over a week. That is crazy to me.
I know Kanye West pissed. I know he pissed. He go buy some views.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, there were a lot of choices that she was making, but for some reason she doesn't like evoke like an emotional response for me in any way in terms of her actions.
Yeah, I guess it annoys me because I like paid money.
You did pay money, but now you get it back.
Yeah, hopefully.
Who's gonna replace her at Coachella?
I don't know. I'm like gonna do someone of like the same vein, like kind of like a queer niche pop person.
Didn't someone replace some headliner one year and it was like was it Travis Scott? Like Travis Scott was filling in for someone.
The one that I remember was
opposite.
No, it was Kanye. Kanye dropped out, and so The Weeknd replaced him with I forget the band. The ones that did Heaven, Can You Hear? Whatever the fuck, those like the EDM people. I don't remember. Your show. And then Frank Ocean, when he dropped out, because that was a nightmare of a show that I was that.
That's my man.
I have never seen Frank Ocean live because that was a mess. But then he dropped out in Weekend 2. They did Fred Again, Skrillex, and Fortet, which I'm so pissed that I missed that because that was like the time of my life.
The words you just said sounded like a different language to me. I hamana hana namana namana.
Oh, and then Gaga replaced Beyonce.
What year?
The COVID year? The COVID year.
She was gonna go again?
She was going to do her first one, and then she got pregnant, so she did it the next year.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which people think that Gaga's going to bring out Beyonce at Coachella this week. Let me hold on to the fantasy. Let me hold on to the fantasy. Listen to me. Hear me out.
What, like-
Hear me out.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
One, because Beyonce owes Gaga one
For what?
for filling in for her at Coachella.
Okay.
Two, it would be perfect marketing for Beyonce because 2 weeks later is her first Cowboy Carter show in LA.
Oh, and they're not selling out.
And they've been like, there's been all this like lore talk about like Telephone Part 2, and they've never done a live performance together of Telephone. So if they do the first, let me have my
You
dream.
are doing okay. I don't know how Coachella still is, but like I remember, like weekend 1 was to see celebrities. Weekend 2 was for the guests.
Yeah,
Performances.
And people always try to bring out like the gaggiest person they can.
Yeah, weekend 2.
Weekend 1.
See, when I was going,
you want to do it when the influencers are there to like.
maybe that's what changed it. Because when I was going, like back in 2015, it was like weekend 2
No, nowadays it's always
for special guests.
No, because I went weekend 2 last year, and Lana Del Rey brought out Billie Eilish weekend 1. I thought it was gonna be some big ass person, and she said, "Welcome to the stage, Camila Cabello."
That's what you get, bitch. You stream down. You stream down.
I love it. Ooh.
Oh my god.
I'm hoping for if she brings out fucking Bruno Mars, I'm firing a gun at the stage. I don't care who I hit.
Yeah, there are a lot of influencers at Coachella.
There are a lot of influencers at Coachella,
which people have a lot of opinions about.
Today we're talking about influencers.
We're talking about like, subscribe, hit that hit that notification
Hit
bell.
that notification bell.
Take your bins out. Yeah.
Take your bins out.
Are we influencers?
Do we count as micro influencers?
I had my little micro influencer moment.
We have 300 followers on TikTok.
It was too much.
Where
do we even start?
To me, the influencer journey starts on YouTube. When it was like the Shane Dawson, the Trisha Paytas, the Jenna Marbles,
Paytas.
Trisha Paytas?
I say
Paytas. Who's the other one? Colleen Ballinger, Miranda Sings.
Girl.
Which, haven't all of them done blackface?
Girl, we can. Okay, because the term, honestly, yeah, influencers are here to stay, but the term like just becomes different because first we had, well, was it first Tumblr famous? No,
I wouldn't call those influencers.
Coinciding. Yes, I think first it was YouTuber.
You were influenced.
I think it was first. It was YouTuber.
Under the influence.
First YouTubers, and then it was like Tumblr famous because we have like Acacia Brinley, like these bitches that were like shifting makeup and like all these things.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, Tumblr famous, and then we had like Viners.
Yeah,
and then we had Instagram. First, it was like Instagram baddies.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. Wasn't there another word for it though? The Instagram famous people.
I thought it was influencer.
Yeah, because then we have influencers, and now I feel like we're kind of at content creator.
Yeah.
But all these like hard ERs.
Hard ER.
All these hard R's like attach it to anything, and then boom, you have it.
Yeah. Because I feel like on Instagram it started as like, yeah, like all the women with the Kim K bodies like doing the fashion
IG baddies
doing the Fashion Nova brand deals.
Yes.
Is like my first memory of like when the influencing started.
Oh, mine was back in YouTube because y'all, there was an era where like YouTubers and influencers were not disclosing how much money they made. It was not until like you're seeing these videos and people start putting 2 and 2 together, like how the fuck are they funding these videos? And then there was like a whole era of YouTubers like divulging how much money they made, which then made like that the shift into people being like, well, I want that quick cash grab. Because PR is crazy. Y'all, steal from these corporations because their PR budgets are insane. They will just send you anything.
Yeah, people get like thousands of dollars to do a 10-second clip now.
Girl. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's like, have you ever been influenced by someone? Like, have you ever made a purchase because someone online said that was wearing something or said you should buy something? I have, unfortunately.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna. We don't even need to ask that.
What do you mean?
I really, because like I was following, like I'm not like that trendy diva or like that like own style type of shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, but I do follow trends, and I was like a major trend follower, but that never stemmed from influencers because I have that like fear mongering in the back of my head that's like they're lying to me. They're all lying to us. Like I've never really trusted an influencer in that way.
My favorite thing about the rise of influencer culture is public beef. The fact that we get to see fights online.
Oh, World Star.
Goodbye, sister will go down as a day in infamy during COVID.
Crazy.
And it was like Jeffree Star, James Charles, and Todzi Westbrook.
Yeah, Brooke.
Westbrook. Posting hour-long videos.
And I watched them.
And I watched them multiple, and I would be texting people about it.
Bye, sister.
Bye, sister was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Plain Jane could never. The James Charles unfollower counter.
Oh my god, you'd be like alive. Yeah.
Like with influencing came unadulterated hateration. Like we've never seen
cancel culture.
I have never seen hateration in the dancery. In the way that I've seen it with influencers, and now we have influencer snark pages. You know about this on Reddit? There are Reddit pages entirely dedicated to making fun of influencers.
Wait, send me the link.
Girl, I know. I'm surprised you weren't in these already. And it's like,
do you think there's one for on the curve?
Which I can't wait because we will make a Reddit account. We will fight back. Wait, okay, but backtrack though. What have you been influenced to buy?
Well, it was more like I saw this guy, those silver sneakers I have, my Nike ones. Oh, okay. I like saw a guy wearing them, and I like Googled silver sneakers, and I bought them because I thought they were cool. I can be easily influenced by like a fashion person online.
Yeah, okay, because there was a point where it's like, yes, all influencers are lying to us to make money, but now we're kind of at a point where people really treat it as a craft.
Yeah.
And like, if you want to be that stylish bitch, like you do have to kind of follow influencers because like they're kind of the new magazines in a way. Yeah, I have respect for influencers.
I do agree though with the influencer bullying. Like
let's just get into it.
Like when Charlie D'Amelio got invited to the Met Gala and James Charles got invited and bitches were pressed. I was in that comment section too. You
were in the comments?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, why do people hate influencers? Why do you think?
Because I think there is like I think in the same way that like at the Emmys, like the Golden Globes, or not the Emmys, at the Golden Globes, there's always a joke that like the film people get to sit in the front and like the TV people have to sit in the back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That I think there is like this divide between like is an influencer a celebrity? Like I think sometimes I would argue no. And so like to be invited to like the same events. But then again, is any one person better than another?
Well, I think it is the come up. It's all about the come up because of like people love like a sob story. But people like people who work hard, who like come out like from the trenches and like hello, stop us.
But I feel like a lot of influencers now are nepo babies. It's not like they worked hard to get there. It's just
this is where I'm saying they hate them.
Yeah,
because like there's no come up. There's no like a big part of like honing your craft is like by suffering. Like they don't like the accessibility is so easy and so quick that like people are quick to say like, oh, you didn't work hard for it, you don't deserve it. But girl, you try getting in front of a camera and like being interesting. Like it's hard. I'm not saying that it's harder than a 9 to 5. And like I think the hateration is like
try being an influencer for a day. try it. Try it.
Yeah, walk a mile in these free Louboutins that got sent to my place.
You got free Louboutins?
No.
Oh.
Well, no.
Just 30 pairs of sheets.
Oh my god, yes, because like I may or may not be in an industry and like I have a job that like does involve PR. And that's why I'm just like, it's crazy. Like these people are just like begging to give people stuff for like exposure.
I also feel like circling back to like with the rise of influencer comes the rise of cancel culture. It is kind of really funny though to see like how scared people get. Like all this shit right now with Alex Earl, or like allegedly at Ultra Miami, some other influencer asked her to come do a free shot and she said no. And the number of times I've seen Alex Earl in the comments like, I promise I DM'd her, like I never mean to anyone. And I'm like, are we really canceling someone because they said they didn't want to do a shot with a stranger.
Well, yeah.
Bitches are just like tiptoeing, and I love to see it.
Well, okay, because yeah, like talk is cheap. Words and definitions get inflated to a point where now they just mean completely different things. Because there was that era of cancel culture where it was like, no, we want you dead.
Yeah.
Who was the first cancel, do you think? Well, I think it was during the Me Too movement.
Really?
I think Me Too started like canceling people because you hear like all,
men?
yeah, because that one like all these like victims coming forward and people were like, well, what are we supposed to do about this? And that was like the first time that I really saw people being like, I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to do this. And then I think it was probably some black person or gay person that was like, they're canceled. And then like came the uprise of like, okay, who is next? Who's on this shit list that we're not engaging with anymore?
But I'm like, do men ever really get canceled?
Do white people?
I mean, look at like, didn't like Jared Leto get accusations and he like was an Oscar nominee the same year? Fucking Dr. Luke has countless accusations against him and is still doing music. Yeah, it's the cis white men are just kind of like
the cis white
Trump,
men, the cis white women, girl.
Yeah,
because remember we were talking about like being banished from the queer community.
Yeah,
my mom brought up another person, but I couldn't remember who. Like, but anyways, yeah, because this whole thing with like tweets coming up. Mm-hmm. Something that like I really just gotta take a second and be like, what is going on here? Like, because I grew up, I've grown up in that white neighborhood. I know white people like to say the N-word. Like, it's like Pez candy to them. They just like to pop it out. Like, it's crazy. So I know. Mm-hmm. But like, these bitches had hate in their hearts. Like, tweets that one, just this year for the Oscars, that one woman in Amelia Perez and her tweets. People got hate in their hearts, y'all. Like, we've all done problematic things, but why are you tweeting like, kill all these? I don't know, bro. Some of y'all are weird.
Yeah.
Some of y'all are real weird.
The word on the curb. The word on the curb. On the curb. Oh, you know what I want to talk about?
Go ahead.
Is the side by side, which I feel like we saw for the first time on TikTok when there was like a woke movement like being used as like engagement bait.
What do you mean?
Like when BLM was happening, the people on TikTok were like all the white people being like what was that Macklemore song? Like, damn right, I support it. Like fucking
I can't change even if I
or like
try.
what's that with the video, the one woman that like painted the black power thing on her face and she just ended up doing blackface.
The Black Lives Matter movement.
Or my favorite one, the song from Harriet, I'm gonna stand up. And this one girl online I do think she has like a mental disability, okay. But she posted online, she went, I'm gonna stand up, take your people with me. And the comments were like, your people.
Okay, I was not on TikTok during 2020 or during.
It was a time,
I couldn't
girl.
do it.
It was a time.
I remember going on Instagram and all those like the black squares and shit like that. Which yeah.
Bro, I have the black. If you posted a black square, delete it now and unfollow this account.
But Charlie D'Amelio and like the big moment of like, when is she gonna change her profile picture for Black Lives Matter?
Oh
and
my
there was
God,
a point
yeah.
where black people were like, girl, you can change it. Yeah, okay, because should influencers be political figures?
Yeah, like, do we look to influencers to talk about politics?
Do you want to go first?
No.
Okay.
Respectfully, no.
Okay, this to me is similar to gay baiting in Profit.
Okay.
There needs to be acknowledgement that it's literally in the name that you're going to influence people, right? Like, I think that it's so stupid for influencers to be like, why would you guys like expect me to do this? Chapel Run, I'm also talking to you, girl. I'm like, why would y'all expect me to like be able to do this? I think it's like, we're not expecting you to like be Obama, to be who's it? Who just like spoke for 25 hours with Booker?
Oh yeah,
Cory Booker, yeah. We're not expecting that from you. We are expecting you to acknowledge like your impact that you can have on like a vast, scary amount of people.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that, and then maybe go from there.
Like when in this last election cycle, when it took Taylor Swift so long to post about voting for Kamala, and in her post she was like, I've done my research on both sides. And we're like, what the fuck you got to research on Trump, bitch, to make your educated decision? The hell? Because I agree, they're concerned about like their P&L, like profit and loss, if they like isolate a certain fan group from them.
Yeah.
At the same time, where I do think there's responsibility to acknowledge it, I don't think that we should hold them responsible to be like the most educated person on it.
I think that's actually irresponsible to do that, because some people act like there are not political figures and like educators to look to for information. Like, you need to be following influencers, and you need to be following like publications and all these things, and like have a diverse selection of education. If you are relying on influencers and pop stars for that kind of stuff, that is where I do think that they're correct. But obviously not like black and white thinking. I'm seeing some black and white thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. The current discourse about boring New York influencers. Have you dealt with this?
I don't know about this.
Girl, The Cut did a piece about it. So this one bitch who ended up getting fired for this, which is kind of like her fault, because she went on TikTok and started complaining about how New York City, and she said New York City influencers are boring. She's like, it's the same girls like waking up, going to Pilates, like getting the matcha, and then like unboxing their PR, like the slick back buns, the like Gen Z outfit with the leather and the jeans or whatever, which I'm like, oh my God, I do be wearing that. And everyone clapped, like black people started coming up in the comment section being like, girl, these are the white influencers. Mm-hmm. The white New York influencers are boring as hell. But like, if you follow the right like black influencers, or even just like, there's gotta be some interesting white ones, but like just like not the most prevalent ones. Like, they're out there. And so then I think it was The Cut, because if it's not, but they did a piece highlighting like 7 to 10 like black influencers and like what they thought about that. And they're like, yeah, girl, like you just have to come find us. Like,
it also is so like dystopian in Black Mirror. Like what was the Nosedive episode of Black Mirror, where like you can like see people's like ratings.
Oh yeah.
Because the other part of it to me is so dystopian of like, just because a bunch of people follow you because they think you're funny online does not mean you are influencing anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, just because I'm a number on your screen that I'm getting a laugh of like your videos does not mean that I care about watching an ad for Taco Bell or whatever the fuck, or Zyrtec or like whatever.
That's
like
you though. These bitches be like sheep down.
I guess some people do really.
The youngins?
Yeah.
Bro, my mother
standing 10 toes down.
Like, my mom actively will be like, "Oh, got scammed again." Like, what? like, you are a critical thinker sometimes. And that is what I think influence, and like that's what pisses me off about influencers, like thinking that they don't have a lot of influence. It's because you see the numbers, and maybe it's because of like what I do for work, but like, because there is a point, influencers ended up getting so much money because their advertisements and their commercials were cheaper than like national television, but having better
ROI.
Sure. Whatever that means.
ROAS, return on ad spend.
Yes, like it's kind of scary. It's kind of crazy.
That's true. I think I will always just like inherently fight back the notion that like, because someone has like a number on a screen of like followers means that they are like more worthy or more influential or like whatever.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be something that like really grinds my gears.
That's your white side. Bro, quick sidebar, it is so cute. Sometimes you be saying stuff that is so weird. I think there was something in some episode and I was like, oh my God.
Golly gee.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, because then I also saw someone like talking about like, they're like, girl, you're not an influencer, you are a sales associate.
Damn.
Someone said, you're not an influencer, mama. You are out here with that TikTok shop every day, QVC down. You are not an influencer. You are a sales associate.
Have you ever seen like a TikTok live?
Oh, where they like promote the products?
No, where like people are like sending like gifts
Oh, the
and like
galaxies.
and you do like the battles and it'll be like, come on guys, we just need 300 more pairs of sunglasses so we can win this battle. And those are some people's Gia Gunn. Gia Gunn.
Don't get her on our bad side.
Gia Gunn is on. She's a hard worker, but she is on TikTok Live every night with her little gun club. She calls them, and she'll be like, "All right, guys, like send the diamond guns." And I looked at the prices for some of them. Do you know how much a galaxy costs to send?
How much?
Like $40.
And these are children's. A lot of them are children's that just like have that Apple Pay in there.
It is spooky.
Okay, here are the influencers over the years. Because maybe I got burnt out on influencers because I was in that YouTube. The YouTubers done got me. And it's weird because the YouTubers weren't really selling you stuff back then. It was more so like they wanted you to watch their videos so they would be doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
As opposed to like,
it was sketch comedy.
It was sketch. David Dobrik.
He used to be. He's a creep now.
David Dobrik. I would like watch those vlogs of him like going to USC and shit and like, and he really was doing that crazy stuff where people are coming forward being like, I had to get surgery for a video or something.
Bitch, like
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast. I kind of like Mr. Beast. He low-key kind of sexy. Low-key. He's like a billionaire.
Move on. Move on.
No, to me, the peak of when influencing became scary was like Team 10, Hype House. When they were moving
pandemic.
like 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds into mansions in LA. Like
mansions.
They're moving like 10 white teenagers into a house with like one adult and just like forcing them to make videos all day, doing like great, like we're gonna fill the pool with foam and jump from the roof into it. It was crazy.
Remember MagCon?
Remember TanaCon?
Oh my god, wasn't there also like a Tumblr con where it was like just a ball pit?
Probably.
Because the fleeting nature of influencing, that's what I'm thinking. Like when I was like, should I pursue social media? I'm like, what's gonna happen when I'm 60?
I think about that all the time.
Like, I don't know how people, unless you're going into the arts, but like, if you don't have a 9 to 5 and you just want to influence, like, wait, what?
Because like, what are those people gonna do if like the internet ever goes out?
I don't know. How do you feel about? Maybe I don't know if we can speak about this. I don't know if we can have opinions on this, but like, how do I even say?
What?
Fat influencers losing weight and becoming weight loss.
Take your bins out. I think circus big.
We don't have to touch this one. You know, let's not touch that one. Let's mind our business. It has fascinated me though, because it's like they switch up and they're suddenly like, oh, my life's so much better. And like everyone needs to lose weight like fatties. And everyone's like, what the fuck?
I think that's what's interesting to me about TikTok is a lot of like influencer. It used to be very like you become an influencer once you can like prove that you have like a lifestyle. Like the New York bitches that are like doing Pilates and like doing their slick back like clean girl aesthetic and getting their matcha. Where I think on TikTok now, maybe they're not influencers, but it's like people that are widely followed. But like I think of like that one mom that has like almost 1 million followers and her whole thing is she just makes videos and she's like me making dinner as a lazy mom of 3 and she's making the most heinous meals you've ever seen, but she's getting like shit tons of engagement on it. That I think it's interesting now that so many different lifestyles can become so like publicly followed.
Yeah, related to people. Do you know about that? Like how that's fetish content?
No.
Those people that make the nasty food.
No,
girl, that's fetish content. I mean, I don't know if this is that woman, but like if you ever see those videos where it kind of looks like a tasty video, where it's like the camera is like bird's eye, and you're watching someone make something, and they like throw like Jello in it and something else. That's like it's like edging. And so there's that, bruh. If you make your kid an influencer, I was thinking about this. I think I almost tweeted this one day. I was like, can you imagine you're like with your mom and they're like the Teletubbies are playing. And you're like, yeah, la la not Dipsy. And she pauses it and goes, again. She pauses it, goes like fixes a tripod and says, again. Like, action. That's fucking crazy.
Dance, monkey, dance.
And that, I didn't watch it because I don't have Hulu anymore, but they just had that documentary come out about like this mom influencer who like made their family and seemed like one big happy family, but really she was like screaming at them, and like the family submitted like hours of footage that she didn't use of when she'd be like yelling at them and stuff, and like
But
they
it's
just be
also-
getting abused.
But it is just like, it's so weird how nowadays, like, the minute you get under the public eye, the immediate thing is to become an, like, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Why is she an influencer now?
Because it's easy money. It is easy money.
Yeah.
And it's like fast.
It's easy,
like a
but
high.
it's kind of also a humiliation ritual.
Yeah.
The bitches on TikTok Live, there's this one bitch woman, I don't know their pronouns.
Gentle them.
Gentle them. And it's like, I'll see them and they'll come up my TikTok and it's like, they'll post a video. It's like, I'm live right now. Every time someone joins, I squirt ketchup on my head. But there are people doing that.
I like almost. Well, because it was when I was like had my job, so I kept getting all this free stuff, and so I would like post TikToks and stuff, and I would do this thing where I was like, questions of the day. I really did have my don't look at me like that, you fucking. Oh, we want to talk about shame. You standing up at a drag show, taking your shirt off and snapping your thong.
And I went viral for it. It was a jockstrap, not a thong. Get it right.
Oh my god.
The details, Diva.
Oh my
the
god.
details.
But as I was doing it, I don't know. I just can't look at myself that much.
I feel like this whole other part that I find funny is when influencers are like, I'm getting shadow banned. And I'm like, I think you might just be losing your audience, girl. Like, I think you had your 15 minutes and now I want to say the name, but
say the name. Oh my god.
is always online being like, I'm getting shadow banned. And I'm like, Diva, I just don't think that you're interesting anymore.
Yeah, we're bleeping that name because they got us engagement.
They did, yeah.
Oh, well, okay, we can talk. Yeah, like it's gay influencers is fascinating because do gay people care about influencers at parties?
No.
I'm kind of like, I feel like real influence. God, how many times can I say it? Is really in the straight world. Realize. Because like if you go to a straight club, like this whole Alex Earl thing and stuff, like they are kind of like put on a pedestal in some ways, but in the gay club, it's kind of like, what are you doing here?
And you know what's crazy that I probably just don't even see it because I'm not on that side of the internet, but there's probably like religious influencers.
The Mormons, the Mormon girls.
I don't know that.
There's like Mormon influencers. There was like which I'm sure someone sent this to you, or maybe I sent it to you. Those like black girls that are like have their natural hair like in an ugly bun and are wearing like, that's what I was wearing last episode. And they're like, I just don't think we need the long nails and the extensions, and they're like very religious. Yeah, you can make money off of anything.
You can.
And we will be making money off this podcast at some point.
Please.
Are we like? Well, we're not going to be influencers.
No, hell no.
Bro, I don't know though. Because
no.
Mama, enough money.
If any brands want us to do a little shout out, BetterHelp. I'll do a little.
I refuse.
I'll do a little 5
I
minute
refuse. Let's talk about BetterHelp. You con scam bitches. You don't need to be playing with the mentally vulnerable like that. All these drag queens being like, BetterHelp helped me. Trixie Mattel had to go on a year-long or like a
3-month sabbatical.
Yeah, and you know Bob the drag queen like was not with BetterHelp or whatever. Like, I don't like any of that. Like, therapy should not be like consumerism in that way. Y'all are fucking people's lives up. And that blood is on your hands.
Are people dying from BetterHelp?
You know, that was that might have been straight. But that's just crazy. Find a therapist just like in like 1 minute. Just like get on. It's almost like online dating. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Also, because the thing with like a therapist is you have to build a relationship with them.
Yeah. This is a very risky episode though, because when this does take off, because now people are doing that thing. People have been like clipping influencers like before they went big, And there was like one of this girl being like, also those vitamins like don't even work. Like I would never, like you guys, that wouldn't be me. And then she's like, these gummy vitamins are my favorite. I take them every morning. I don't think, girl, I don't even want to say nothing. But follow us. You can trust us.
Yeah.
We're educated. And I think it's important because we do have jobs. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Now, if this was paying our bills, you might see me on that BetterHelp commercial.
BetterHelp saved my life.
And BetterHelp saved my life with that paycheck. Thank you very much.
Speaking of getting help,
Psych ward.
Okay, mine isn't really a psych word thing. It's kind of just a funny story.
Okay.
Well, one, my psych word today is
reveal yourself.
Okay, this bracelet I'm wearing, this top one, it's something my stepmom gave all of like us kids. This bracelet for Christmas this year, and mine, they're like some kind of like stone that means something, and the engraving on all of them, like mine says, "Always my son, forever my friend." And my sister said, "Always my daughter, forever my friend." And like her biological son said the same. Her son's fiance got one.
Always my friend.
It just said, "Always my friend." And we're all opening them at the same time. And she's like, everyone's like, "What does yours say? What does yours say?" Hers just says, it did not say daughter. That the wedding is gonna be a nightmare.
You going?
Oh, I want to go.
Ooh.
It's one of those like, the girl that my sister's brother is marrying is from this like very wealthy family, and the mom of her is apparently like taking this wedding by the reins. The kind of like the mom like wore a white dress to the engagement party. Like it's like giving that kind of like.
Weddings scare me.
I've never been to one.
That was a part of Girl the Tariffs. That was a part of a question that like one of my coworkers asked, because I guess a lot of wedding dresses come from like out of the country.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Girl, these weddings are cooked." If you don't have like what maybe $70K to shell out on your wedding.
Damn.
Well, probably like the real extravagant ones. Because dresses alone cost like from like $5K to like $15K.
A veil is like $500.
Girl, I don't know. The first wedding I'm going to, I'm gonna be in. I got my bridesmaid's dress.
Is it cute?
Yeah.
Is it brown?
No.
Okay.
I didn't pick
you.
it.
New for you.
It's black. And it's like a toga moment, but
toga.
It's just like it's like on the side. Like I could wear it again. I just don't wear dresses.
Okay.
Maybe that's my psych word. I don't know. I just don't wear dresses anymore.
Because of lesbianism, or?
Well, probably that. But also, I don't know if I was ever that dress diva.
In the heels.
I love a heels with like jeans moment. That was my tea. Let's see, my psych ward, girl.
The Casamigos.
I am hungover today.
Yeah, because you drank wine and tequila.
But we always do that.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, every Friday.
Oh, I mean, I guess I can just. This is on me, and this is probably actually like psych word symptoms. My bad. Okay, so New York. I have. If all of my clothes are clean, they don't fit in my room. Like my clothes cannot all be washed at the same time.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's nowhere to put them. Like clothes have to go in the hamper. And then I bought more clothes for work while I was already at capacity. And I bought like 4 pairs of like Madewell pants that go way too high on my fucking stomach. I hate it. I don't need a weighted blanket.
What?
I have been sleeping under maybe like 2 pounds of Madewell clothes. I've been
Hoarder.
That's not all. I've been like retying my hair, and so I have like a mirror on like I sleep like a window is behind me, so I have a mirror like propped up. Mama, there's like I'm sleeping next to scissors.
Bitch, you live like this?
My headphones, there's like a plastic bag. And like when I come home drunk, I truly flop on the bed. And like one night, girl, I slept on Madewell jeans.
Wait. Well, you gotta talk about the time that you gotta talk.
Have we not talked about
You
that?
gotta talk about the time that you woke up in your button-up coat.
Button to the top.
You woke up in your coat buttoned all the way up to the top.
Okay. Some
I'm
lore
shedding
about
tears.
me.
I'm shedding tears.
Some lore about me. Like if I sleep hard enough, like I don't move. Like I wake up how I fell asleep. This is like a thing with me. In college, my friends would like put a mirror next to make sure I was breathing. Make sure I fogged it up. And so was it Twigs night? Was it you sexual rave?
It was your sexual rave.
Yeah, so I have this coat that like does not fit.
Your Roblox coat.
My Roblox coat, yes. And when I am drunk, y'all, like it's just like I give up. Like, and I lay down on my bed. What is that movie? Nosferatu style. And I always tell myself, I'm like, okay, I just need a second. Girl, my eyes open to sun. My eyes open to sunshine. I fell asleep on my back in my coat with the heater on buttoned up to the top.
You know how they say, the state of someone's room is a reflection of their mental state.
Like,
girl, up those medications.
I already did. It's like, okay, because my room, if it is like on the other side of the apartment, and if I leave my door open, my roommates can like see in it. My door is closed around the clock. Like I was like about to get in the shower, and I was like, "Is my door open?" Because I'm scared they're gonna say something like,
"Lock the door tight."
Yeah, there's nowhere to put it.
Put what?
My clothes.
Get rid of some of them.
And I've been eating out like every day. Like, yo, I have been living my I watch these gamers and like they all live in the same house or whatever, and they were saying like, oh, who is the messiest room? And someone said, which is good. They said, oh, Ben's room is an Uber Eats graveyard.
Can you see the floor in your room?
Yeah, because everything's on my bed.
You would the
But this is the last thing I say. A moment that was a major wake up call for me is when I was getting off my bed like a couple months ago, and I like put my foot down and I was like, it was something cold and hard. It was the floor. I put my bare foot down and recoiled because I thought I was stepping on something like wet, and it was my floor. And yes, I'm wearing an anime shirt. You know, yes, these are my roots.
Girl, better help. Better help. We need that now. Girl, call the line.
So that's all I'll say today. Last episode, I talked about pissing myself. Today, I'm talking about not being able to see the floor of my room.
And it's the vulnerability the viewers want.
I'm showing the judge's versatility. So, yeah, you know, where's all my slob girls out? I need to take my bins out. Girl, I need to take my bins out bad.
Oh, my God. Well, and on that note,
this is why I can't go to basement. I got things to do tonight and tomorrow. On that note, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit that. Make sure to hit that. That subscribe or that wood bell something.
Yeah. Ding.
We will see y'all next week.
Laura loves New York.